Nate Adkins, aka the Clemson Killer.
I was butt naked on two of them basically.
Absolutely insane. This interview's done.
I was like 210 pounds playing left tackle. I still can't believe I did it as well.
That was an unbelievable catch, man.
Tennessee, Clemson back to back. Those are some great weeks in Columbus.
Gravity's a real thing, especially for fat white guys. It affects us even more.
Hand on shoulder and then kind of just like going to drag him down, and then the left arm just came in and just punched the ball out from behind. At the end of the day, I think I was always going to go to South Carolina.
Tailgate Talks is proudly presented by our title sponsor, Greens Beverages, South Carolina's go-to spot for all things beer, wine, and spirits. This episode is brought to you by the High Rise Beverage Co., real fruit-infused THC and CBD seltzers with zero artificial flavors or colors. Born in South Carolina, High Rise is here to help you elevate every moment, from the tailgate to game day. Sip smart, sip local. Buy High Rise Beverage Co. at your nearest green store today. All right, Gamecock fans, this season we're raising a glass to bold flavors and even bolder conversations. Tailgate Talks is fueled by Bullet Bourbon, the official bourbon of backyard grills, pregame huddles, and postgame victory toast. Whether you're sipping it neat or mixing up Gamecock-style old-fashioned, Bullet's smooth finish keeps the tailgate vibes rolling. So pour one, press play, and let's talk some football. Bullet Bourbon, frontier whiskey for Gamecock Nation.
Well, here we go, tailgaters. It is Turkey Week up here in Columbia, South Carolina, and beautiful Lutz.
Come on, you know that,
Florida.
man. Oh, yeah.
And it's a big week. Last week was a big win for the Gamecocks, hopefully getting us back on track, but it's a big week. I'll let you, QB1, speak a little bit on this rivalry.
I mean, shit, dude. I know you didn't really give a shit much about it in high school. I didn't even know it was a rivalry in general, being from Florida. We were worried about the Gators and Seminoles. That's all we cared about.
Yep.
But, obviously being up there and playing, we know what it means to these fans. And we've kind of had their number recently. We got to finish strong. I mean, we both kind of struggled this year, both programs. But I mean, we got a chance to at least finish on a positive note, especially after last week's kind of ass whipping against Coastal.
Yeah, I was surprised with the Coastal game. I mean, I knew they weren't a superb football team, but I didn't know they were going to be up 21-0 with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Oh yeah.
First play of the game was a pretty nice little precedent with a little bubble screen. It's good to see that they're actually making a defense defend the entire field for the first time in a while this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to see us kind of click on all cylinders. It's good to see Mike Furry back in action and dialing up some plays, and you could tell that the change of arms from the offensive standpoint with Furry and Coach Elliott has really changed it up a bit. I mean, you can tell with the demeanor, the attitude, the intensity that they play with on the offensive side of the football. You can tell it's in different hands.
No, there's no question about it. It started off hot, 2 weeks ago against A&M, and then I don't know what the hell happened in the second half, but to hell with it. That's neither here nor there. We're moving forward. That's all you can do. Looking back at shit never helps anybody. So, yeah, I mean, that was a hell of a win. I mean, the first time scoring, what did we score, 51 points?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been a while since we've done that, so that was much needed and just in time, man. We got a lot of recruiting to do this offseason. Not only for the high school guys and the portal guys, but our own damn players. These guys are going to
100%.
be, you know how that's going to go, man. They're going to be throwing some big numbers at some of these guys, and we got to keep them home.
Yeah, I mean that's the big piece of building the culture and the camaraderie and building the team. Is you have to have guys for more than just 1 year. So
Oh yeah.
it'll be huge to get everybody back and back in the saddle and all that. But what have you seen? I mean, I know you bet quite often. What have you seen from Clemson in some of the games that you've watched?
I didn't really watch. I haven't watched them recently. Kind of in the beginning of the year, I was hammering them, but uh, yeah, I mean, everything that I've seen from people that I know that are their kids are playing at Clemson. I'm not going to name any names, but they are extremely frustrated with the offensive side of the ball.
Mhm.
Uh, So I think that bodes well for us, man. Our defense is playing well. Um, I mean, I know we talked about it off air, but we're favored by 1.5 points. Obviously, we're at home, but I mean, that would be fantastic for us to go out there and beat their ass, man. Just put it to them and go into the offseason with some momentum going. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been sold on Clemson, and I know there was a graphic, and I'm sure everybody's seen it with Drew Aller, Cade Klubnik, Lenoris, Nussmeyer, all these guys like Heisman hopefuls, and
Look at him now.
yeah, I think Lenoris might be the only guy that's actually still playing. I mean, Klubnik is still playing, but uh, yeah, I mean, it's been a hell of a year, a very interesting year for several things.
Yeah, that's spot on, and I mean, it'll be an interesting game, right? I mean, it's supposed to be cold up here. I think the highest is like low 50s on Saturday. So I would imagine kickoff will probably be upper 30s, which is cold as
Holy
shit
shit!
for Columbia, South Carolina. So playing in cold weather, which we only had to do a few times during our time here, but it ain't for the faint of heart, and it's definitely
No doubt.
a gritty toughness type game, and especially in a big rivalry game where both teams have not been playing to their preseason standard. But both are kind of hitting stride. I mean, both teams are playing better currently, so I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I don't think either team's going to light up the scoreboard, but I do think that it's going to be a fun, entertaining game. I do think if we can continue to spread the ball out and run the ball with efficiency, and how about the tush push? I mean, we
Oh,
could have
I
used
know.
that 11 weeks ago, and we got stuck on the goal line several times. Um,
That's such a good point. That's such a damn good point. Yeah, another conversation.
Keep it simple, stupid. If it's working, just
Yeah,
do it. Repeat
just
play
hammer,
calling.
just
There's a
hammer
lot
it,
of repeat
hammer
play
it.
calls. Um, but kind of leads into the episode this week. We got a guy who's just a culture, attitude. I mean, just a Clemson slaughterer. I mean, just completely murders Clemson for a living.
I don't know if I've ever heard that word.
We had Nate Adkins on the show, who we recorded this episode like early July. This was a long time
Yeah,
ago. We've kind of been storing this one for this Clemson game. He made two of the more big, memorable plays against Clemson in the last 5 to 10 years, and
easily,
a guy who
easily.
a guy who doesn't get much respect or notoriety. Wasn't a big name, wasn't a big recruit. Actually transferred in. His dad's still on staff. We talked about a lot of really cool stuff, and but what like kind of went deep. We talked about his life and his recruiting process and losing his mom and all the things he had to go through and being a coach's son. We dug into X's and O's for those of you nerds who like to talk some football and draw up some plays. But we talked that a little bit. Steven kind of got introduced into the F world. He's been in the QB world for a long time. He got introduced to the F world, and he was a little taken back. Although you kind of look like an F.
Oh, there's no doubt. I, I probably could have done it.
Yeah.
I probably should have done it. Shit, I probably would have been able to have long hair and a beard without catching any strays from Coach Spurrier.
Oh, no doubt. But I think this is going to be an episode that all our listeners enjoy, um, and I'll tell you what, come Saturday at about 4 o'clock. I'm currently thankful for a lot of things in life. Obviously, health, family. Doing this podcast with you has been quite a joy. But come 4 o'clock on Saturday, I'll be very thankful for a Clemson ass whooping too. So hopefully that can come.
Yep, no doubt, no doubt. I got a feeling we will, man. I think we got a nice little momentum boost last week, and which is exactly what the doctor ordered. And I would take it to Clemson and roll right into the offseason and get the recruiting going.
Yeah, and I mean this is it, right? This is no bowl game for the Gamecocks this year. So this is our last hurrah. I really wish that Clemson only had 4 wins right now, too, and a win would keep them out of a bowl game. But
Yeah,
since the
no
ACC
shit.
sucks, they just kind of luckily sneak them in.
Yeah, but I wanted to say one thing just to piggyback off what you said, man, about nobody really gives Nate as much notoriety as he probably deserves. I feel like that's exactly why this podcast is inexistent, man. Like
Mhm.
we're having these guys that don't really have much of a platform. They're not really, not really known guys. And, having these guys and they can actually tell their stories. And for Gamecock fans that probably had no idea about his, off the field stuff, for them to be able to listen to it, I think it's really cool that, we're giving these fans an opportunity to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, behind the face mask, who are you, right? I mean, at the end of the day,
Yep.
at one point, we're all going to have to hang up the cleats and not be wearing the helmet anymore. Who are you without it? And I think that's a big piece, is your identity and who you're grounded in. And football goes away for everybody. Not many people get to leave on their own, get to retire and finish up playing ball on their own accord. So it's definitely huge.
Like you,
No,
mother.
no, my neck took me out. I wish I could have played a couple more years. Bank account would have been more happy.
You would have played a couple more years?
I mean, I would have played until the wheels fell off. They were paying me enough money. Why the hell would I not, right? But
That's
I mean,
a good
that neck
point.
stuff and the nerve stuff, just, it was basically the doctors told me it's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. So, and getting an epidural shot,
one more hit.
Getting multiple epidural shots in your neck wasn't really something I really wanted to do for the rest of my life.
That's fair. Shit. 10 years is a hell of a damn career, brother. I know I don't tell you that often. That's pretty awesome.
No, it was fun. I'm paying for it now, but no, I do think Nate's the type of guy that can have that long career. The good part about a fullback is your plays are very intense, but you only get X number of plays. So as long as you can not kill yourself in those X number of plays that you're out there, which is difficult, but it's you can do it for a long time. And he's very versatile too. He kind of like prides himself on a lot of the stuff that I did, of being able to do multiple positions and playing special teams and adding value and leadership and toughness and all that stuff. So for all those reasons, I think Gamecock fans will love this episode. Plus, he's the Clemson slaughterer. So make sure you turn in this week to Nate Adkins' episode here on Tailgate Talks. Appreciate you guys, and thanks for listening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We got a nice little treat for y'all, man. We got Nate Adkins with us, man. He's you're in Denver right now, correct?
I'm in Denver. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Nate Adkins, aka the Clemson Killer.
That's so funny. That's
the Clemson murderer.
That's a whole crazy deal. Actually, those last like 2 weeks, going into the end of the year, the Tennessee Clemson back to back. Those are some great weeks in Columbia.
Well, and then the bowl game, like you were the featured receiver in that. It was the Gator Bowl down in
tight end on the roster.
Yeah, and you only had one ankle. Didn't you get hurt?
Yeah, in like the third quarter, I got a concussion. But then we had like Wyatt Campbell and DJ Twitty running 12 personnel out there.
Holy shit!
Let's go.
Oh, dude, how's the offseason treating you? You're going into year 3, right?
Yeah, year 3. It's hard to believe. It goes by so quick, but it's been good. It's been good. Got training camp coming around on 22nd is when we report. So went through OTAs and was, kind of escaped it, like, injury free, which is good. Always got better and, kind of just enjoyed a little bit of time off and back to it out in Denver.
Yeah, you're in a good system with Sean Payton. He's very tight end heavy, uses a fullback still. I know you're kind of like you can do both, but it's good to do both because they can find more for you to do. And what you've shown you can do on special teams, and then in the backfield blocking, and then inline blocking, and I mean what you showcased in the bowl game, your little scat back skills out of the backfield.
Yeah, I think it's a good value spot. A lot of the teams in the league that if they're not using a fullback, it's a 4 tight end. That one can do F, one can kind of do both. And, I think it's a good position for me, and I think I embrace it pretty well. And I think I do a good job at it. So.
Yeah, I was talking to your pops, and he was saying player performance check is nice too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
My favorite play. Well, I had 2 favorite plays when I was playing. One was victory formation.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're out there for victory formation, that play pays just like the rest of the plays do. And then just the touchbacks on kickoff coverage, kickoff return.
Yeah.
Especially kickoff return as an up back.
Right.
Ball's kicked out of the back of the end zone. You just jog like 6 steps.
It was like,
And the returner puts his hands up. And you just jog right off the field. You're like, cha-ching, there's $600.
yeah. The victory play is, you call it victory 22, and then you send out all the undrafted guys. All the O-linemen that, are active but didn't play that day, go out there and line up, all the tight ends, the fullbacks, all that. We go out there and just, all right, there's like $600, $700. That's cool. But the kickoff return now is completely different. They kick the ball in play. So it's definitely it's not a playoff anymore like it used to be.
Are you an up back? Where are you at on KOR now?
I mean, it kind of varies. It's very like matchup oriented. They kind of want to try to match up a bigger guy on a bigger guy and a little on a little. So I can be on the front line. There's so many rules now. It's like you got to have like 8 on the front line or something, and then you can have 2 like that kind of like roam around, but or 7 on the front line and 2 that can kind of roam in the back. But yeah, it's a completely different deal now. The kickoff return.
Yeah, I feel like we got into the nitty-gritty of the interview and we haven't even hardly started.
I know. I mean, it kind of worked out nice. I'm reading a play right now from your coach Grossi. Sonic gun keen cluster right, Z turbo, clown 7, naked right, break Y, vaccine, kill 22, paint specialty.
Oh yeah, that's a mouthful.
Yeah,
spit that out after 5 beers, Steven.
Oh my God, dude. No, we were talking about the Coach Gruden one, and me and my buddy who's a coach at Delaware were kind of rehearsing it. And he's like, all right, we'll try this one from Sean Payton. And he sent us that, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to memorize all that stuff, man? Pat, did you have like a playbook like that?
Kyle Shanahan was very wordy too. But I feel like, granted you play in the system, like it probably makes sense, Nate, hearing that. If I reeled off a play that Kyle had, he'd probably be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's repetition after space repetition. All the walkthroughs. You get the install twice during OTAs, twice during training camp. So you get the install 4 times before you're actually playing games that truly matter. But you got to be on your P's and Q's. I remember making flashcards and all that stuff in new systems. It's like
that's crazy.
Back in college, I didn't go to school to play college, or I didn't go to college to play school.
Does Bo have like a wristband, or does he just actually remember like those play?
Bo's actually he's pretty incredible when it comes to like spitting out play calls and stuff. He does it off the top. Just hears Sean's voice and can kind of just spit it out right away, which is very impressive as a rookie last year. Because like you said, you heard that play call. It's a paragraph. It's not just a play call. It's a paragraph. So he did a really good job with us last year, and he really took control of the team. Especially towards like the middle half, end of the year. He started really playing some good ball, and I thought we had a pretty solid run at it last year.
You guys have a really good young nucleus. I'm excited to watch everybody kind of continue to progress.
I think we got one of the youngest teams as far as like age goes in the NFL. I think it's like us and Carolina are like 2 of the youngest teams as far as like average year or age goes, which is
it is nuts. Like it is such a quarterback driven league. Like every facet of football is, but you got a rookie quarterback going into his second year on a rookie deal. Yeah. Like you can spend so much money elsewhere to like get all the tools around you.
It's huge. That's when your window starts. You get a rookie quarterback like us or Washington, the Commanders, Jaden Daniels. That's your window to go and spend some money on pieces around that quarterback on that cheap deal. Because you see the quarterback contracts getting sent out nowadays. It's like $50 million, every like top 10.
You talking about NFL or college?
NFL.
Unbelievable.
I see these guaranteed deals getting sent out in college now. I'm like, shit, I should have played another year in college maybe after
that is the world. Like if a quarterback, or if you're not going to get drafted in the first round and you're a quarterback, especially in the SEC or ACC, a big time college, like you're better off going back. You're gonna make more money in that 1 year.
Stay as long as you can. Play as much ball as you can at college nowadays, because it's like, yeah, like you said, if you're not guaranteed first round pick, I mean, shoot, get the money while you can, you know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, NFL's here today, gone tomorrow. Not for long. You've been you started P Squad. You've got activated like a bunch of times, and you've kind of like a little roller coaster. But you played a bunch. We're up most of the year last year.
Yeah, so I actually like coming out, I was undrafted, and I actually made the 53 right off the rip. I wasn't on P Squad, but I was going to be the healthy and active kind of guy, and then a tight end went down week 1, and week 2 I was just thrown into the fire. You know, I honestly didn't even feel like I was ready, to be honest with you, but I think it was the best thing for me. You know, like looking back on it now with just gaining all that experience as a young guy. I was active for probably like week 2 through, I don't know, I want to say like 8 maybe. And then he came back and got hurt again. And then we went a different route with like more of a receiving kind of tight end. And then I was basically inactive for a few weeks, and then I came back up. So that's how the rookie year went. And then last year, yeah, I definitely saw an increase in play time as far as, you know, special teams and offense goes. And I was active all year, and I thought I had a pretty solid year for the most part. So
you did. I remember seeing you. You scored 1 or 2 touchdowns last year.
Scored 3.
3, holy smokes!
I scored 3 touchdowns.
You're like Tony Gonzalez Jr.
The efficiency was pretty good. I think I had like 12 catches and 3 touchdowns. It was pretty solid.
That'll work.
Yeah, that's really good.
But I mean, he drew me up. I mean, he schemed me up really well as far as, you know, the plays that I scored on. I mean, I was butt naked on 2 of them basically, and 1 I had to make somebody miss. But other than that, I mean, it was a pretty good year. So
We talk a lot about defining moments when it comes to football.
One choice can change the entire outcome of a game or season.
Moments that seem small often make a substantial impact in the long run, and that is true in all facets of life.
Like whom you choose to bank with?
Picking the right bank can make a huge difference in finding success.
That's why you need to elevate your financial game with Founders Federal Credit Union. Their rates are always competitive, and they've got trusted financial tools that help keep your financial goals on track.
Don't forget their service to their membership and community is unrivaled.
Get in the game today. Swing by a Founders office near you or visit foundersfcu.com to apply for membership. Founders is federally insured by the NCUA. Membership qualification is required. Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Steelhead Brewing in Casey has you covered. Whether you're craving a refreshing craft beer or just a great time with friends and family, Steelhands has it all. With a variety of craft beers, spacious outdoor beer gardens, and a delicious food menu, there's something for everyone. Plus, join them for free live music every Thursday through Sunday. Visit steelhandsbrewing.com to see their lineup of upcoming events or host your own. Handforce and Casey and voted best local brewery again this year. Go visit steelhandsbrewing.com. Hey Gamecocks, at Granger Rowings, style starts with you. From custom fits to emerging brands, they offer a curated selection of women's and men's clothing for work, weekends, and every moment in between. Their stylists take the time to understand your lifestyle, then help you build a wardrobe that fits your needs and feels like you. Shop in store, downtown on Main Street and Trenton Plaza, or book a fitting online at grangerowings.com. Granger Owings, where personal style meets personal service. That's awesome. Well, let's go back. Like, tell us back how it all started, getting into football, growing up, brothers, sisters, dad's a coach, obviously. Give us the full story.
Yeah. So I grew up, obviously my dad's a football coach, so I was already kind of just catered to being in sports, playing all of them as a young kid, football, basketball, soccer, baseball, all of them. Mm-hmm. And then by the time I have a brother, Nick, older brother, he's 29, just turned 29, and then a younger sister, Natalie. And so we were all, you know, super involved in athletics. My brother, football and baseball. I was, like I said, all of them. And then my sister was, everybody always says she's the best athlete in the family. You know, she was a dancer and she did all the stuff and she was really good at it. But eventually, whenever I got to like high school is obviously when I settled on 2 sports, and it was football and baseball. Mm-hmm. And I always believed I was a better baseball player than a football player. just because I think football, I was playing out of position. Like I was playing left tackle in high school, like D end. I never played tight end until I got to college. So I was undersized. I was like 210 pounds playing left tackle in like a 6A school.
Oh shit.
Just
Jesus.
just battling my way through
Yeah.
it.
Yikes.
Battling my way through it. So I never really I love playing football, but I never really saw it's kind of crazy. I never saw like a future in it because I wasn't playing what I thought like.
Too busy kick sliding.
Right. I was
210 pounds.
freaking, yeah. So, and I just always enjoyed baseball more. I started it obviously younger than football, as far as like started in t-ball when I was a little kid. Just eventually, especially like in high school, I had to quit like summer ball for baseball because of football going into camp and all that stuff. So that's when I feel like you get recruited the most in baseball is like during those, the summer travel teams and everything. So I stopped that, but at the end of the day, I just had more opportunity. What kind of opportunity I had like 2 offers coming out of high school, which was ETSU was one of them. And that's where I kind of got my career started. They just trusted in me. They offered me as a tight end. So, which I was more than happy about, obviously. And then kind of,
How do they offer you as a tight end if you didn't play it in high school? Like you just went to a couple camps, or
well,
how does that work?
the tight end coach at the time I think he had a relationship with my dad, and I think they probably talked and were just like, hey, like clearly this kid's not an offensive lineman. Like,
Clearly, he's not a left tackle.
yeah, like I'm athletic enough to go out there. And I'm coachable enough to go out there and be serviceable, and I think I can get really really good at playing tight end. So I was very raw as a freshman, but I was figuring it out, and it's just get thrown into the mix, like I said, and just figure it out as you go. And I thought I got a lot better throughout the 4 years I was there, and then went on to South Carolina, played there for just a season, but got better there, and then the rest is history. So
Did you have any other options other than South Carolina?
yeah, I had a few. It's kind
Well,
of funny.
well,
So
tell the fans. You got to tell the fans why you picked them. Obviously.
so I knew I was so I actually didn't want the only reason I transferred is because my head coach Randy Sanders, he at ETSU, he retired, and we brought in a new coach, and I kind of saw it through like during the spring because I didn't want to leave. Like I loved ETSU, I wanted to be the guy, go out and make a bunch of plays, but I just didn't think the offense was great for me. It was kind of like a spread offense. I was like lining up in the slot and stuff. I'm like, this is not me. Like I'm not. So I ended up transferring, and I knew I kind of had South Carolina in the back because my dad was there, and I knew I had an option to go there. But I think I entered the portal on like a Thursday or a Friday, and kind of gave it the weekend to kind of just listen to what people had to say, and I was answering calls, talking to a lot of people, and at the end of the day, I think I was always going to go to South Carolina. Not just because of my dad, but just because of the opportunity. I think playing, in the SEC is always what I wanted to do as a kid growing up around it. My dad was at Tennessee basically when I grew up and fell in love with football. So I grew up going to those games and, being in those big stadiums and stuff. I always wanted to do it. So I had to jump on that opportunity and, try to make the most of it. So.
100%. Your dad has told me several times that your sister's the best athlete in the family. Mm-hmm. And when I was working on staff there before you transferred to Carolina, your dad would call me in his office multiple times a week and would show me your stuff. Like, what do you think, Pat? What do you think? Can you do it? Can you play here? Can you do it?
Yeah.
And I used to always joke around with him. Like, you have and it's probably from playing left tackle.
Yeah.
In high school, was you have an innate way of just suctioning up defenders. You aren't necessarily a big collision guy. You don't hit people and knock them back 4 or 5 yards. But dude, when you get your hands on somebody, I don't think I've ever seen anybody disengage you within 2 or 3 seconds when you get on blocks. And I think that's a big part of you kind of playing left tackle as an undersized guy in high school. So
yeah,
you better thank your high school coach for having you do that because it's paying off now in the long runs.
Well, I've always said I think I had it. I wouldn't change it for the world because having that the basis and the foundation of just blocking in general. a lot of guys don't have that, especially at tight end, like in the high school level. Like if you're playing tight end in the high school level, you're basically a receiver.
Right.
You're there because you're athletic, you're big, and we want to feed you the ball. So like having that foundation as blocking, and then just being an athlete and figuring out the running routes, what to do at the top of routes, stimming and all that stuff. And I could always catch the ball. Like, I'm an athlete, I can catch the ball. So all those things came, and, I just think it's, my way of starting as a blocker and kind of transitioning, to the route running and all that has been good. So
Was Kimry was it Jody Wright was your tight end coach here?
Yep.
The 1 year. Jody was great, but you missed a gangster of a coach in Sean Elliott.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I see him around the facility whenever I come in, and he's 100 miles an hour. He's awesome.
Yeah. I remember my son Weston had a baseball tournament up in Charlotte, and there was a kid who stayed at the hotel who's getting recruited on his like little camp circuit. And he was at South Carolina the Friday before. This was Saturday, and then he was at UNC Charlotte visiting that Saturday. And he was talking, and he's like, yeah, and he's like 6'4", 250 as a sophomore. He's about to be a junior in high school. He's a giant.
Jesus.
And I asked him, like, hey, what'd you do at camp? And he's like, I didn't really run. That's not really my strong suit. I'm more of an inline blocking tight end, so I just do drills.
Yep.
And stuff. And I texted Coach Elliott. I said, hey, I think I just met either your future left tackle or your wide tight end in the run blocking sets. And he's like, I really like that kid.
That's awesome.
He's like, if I can ever get a tight end that doesn't want to go do one-on-ones all the time and wants to put his hand down in three-point stance and dig out the C-gap, I can cook with fire.
I was about to say, that's Elliott's guy.
Instead of the one-on-one in the red zone with the receivers and the skill guys, I'll go do one-on-one with these edge guys.
Well, I mean, going into that, you had a really crowded room at South Carolina. I mean, It was you, Jaheim, Stogner. Who else was in there?
TK, Travion, he was a good player.
TK,
and
skinniest ankles ever.
Yeah. He was athletic though. He could run. But yeah, it was a really good room. And I just kind of went in there thinking, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to try to just see the field, and whether it's a few snaps or a lot of snaps, like towards the end of the year, I was gonna go in there and give it my all, because shoot, I thought it was gonna be my last year playing football, to be honest with you. I was just gonna go out there and give it my all and see what happens. So
I think that's the mentality you almost have to have, your last year of college. Like, if you put all your chips in one basket saying it's NFL or bust, like, you are deemed – I mean, only X amount of guys get drafted. Like, you're deemed to be set up for failure. But if you kind of have the mindset of, let's go in, I'm going to enjoy this time, like possibly my last time lacing up. I'm going to go just physically try to impose my will on somebody and have a shitload of fun in the meantime.
Right.
I mean, that's like the biggest thing I miss from playing is the locker room. Like, it is, there's nothing like it. You can work for a Fortune 500 company or be a part of a big corporation or anything, but there's nothing like an athletic locker room and the camaraderie and the relationships you build with guys. I mean, shit. I mean, there's guys that you'd probably never hang out with a lot of guys ever if you didn't cross paths via football, and they're some of your best buds now.
Yeah, exactly. You never know who you're going to meet. And I think that's the cool part about, a football locker room and just team sports in general, is like you meet people from all different backgrounds, all different upbringings, all different, from all the way across the country, different values and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, you're all on one team and you all have one goal, like common goal of, winning football games and stuff. So I think it's really cool how, it brings people from all over the place together, and, you end up being best friends with some of these guys.
Yeah. Well, going into that, what made the South Carolina locker room different? Like, what made it so special, and kind of Beamer turning the corner and really bringing success here to Carolina?
Yeah, I think it's like you said, Beamer at the head of it all, bringing in the right guys. I think that's he obviously has been instilling a culture for the last 4 or 5 years he's been there. He's been bringing in the right guys. He's instilling this toughness and this mentality of we're gonna freaking hit you in the face every single day, hit each other in practice, because some of those practices were the hardest practices I've ever done at
Yeah.
South Carolina. You get after it in those practices. And I think that translates, you build a callus through all the hard work, and, hopefully you have the right guys and you put in the work, and results will come. And I think that's what's happening with South Carolina. So
I mean, yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
a chip on his shoulder too. He coaches with some fire, and
Yeah.
almost like feels like he's the underdog all the time, which is a really cool thing, because he's a great guy to play for.
Yeah, he can recruit his ass off, and he's also extremely relatable. I think one of the coolest parts about him is how family oriented he is, and how his family's around, how they're present. And same thing for the other coaches' families. I mean, they have 2 to 3 nights a week where they have their wives and kids up there to eat with the players, so they get to know each other on a deeper level. There's just makes it a lot more personal when the guy who's coaching you his kids.
Right.
Like
Do you think he picked that up from his dad, or you think that was a Spurrier thing?
I think it's probably a
Because I
blend of
remember, I
both.
remember,
Yeah.
I remember Spurrier doing that often.
Yeah, I mean, like you'd be amazed. Like he is so sharp. Like I was there for a year and a half working with him. I'm so impressed with how he's made the culture and the program his, but how he's taken things from his other stops and implemented what he loves, takes stuff out that he doesn't like, and then puts his own little flavor on it. He's got a good thing going, and I mean, not to mention he has an incredible staff with people like your dad and Clayton White and Pete Lembo, who was there.
Yeah.
Did Pete ride your ass a bunch, or was he pretty good to you?
He was good to me. He was good to me, and he still reaches out too, which is really cool. I'm pretty sure he's still at Buffalo, right, as the head coach.
Yeah, he's it.
Cool story. Like whenever we played Buffalo in the first round of the playoffs, we actually did our walkthrough at Buffalo's indoor University of Buffalo. So like he had us all out, and he actually like talked in front of like the whole offense, because it was just an offensive walkthrough for just like before the game. And he talked for a second, and I just chatted with him for a little bit, and he seems like he's doing really well.
Did he teach you pros how to play in speed and power?
Yeah. Last button press. What is it? 15 or more back door. All those, special teams.
He was a hoot.
His PowerPoints were incredible. They were all time.
Stanton Weber was a stud.
Yeah, he is.
Stanton absolutely crushed it. That was his analyst.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of the adversity you faced. If you don't mind talking about kind of your mom and your mom passing, but how that affected you and the family, and how it made you guys tighter, and all that.
So I think it's 2021, like January, just out of nowhere, like everybody thought, she was super healthy and everything. And then I get a phone call from Randy Sanders, my head coach at ETSU. And I was like going in the cafeteria with a buddy where it was after practice. And I get a phone call from Coach Sanders, and he's like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "I'm going to the calf, coach. What's up?" I thought like my heart drops because I think I'm in trouble. I'm like, "What the hell have I done?" Like all these things. He's like, "Hey, I need to come pick you up." I was like, "Okay." And I get in his car, and he tells me to FaceTime my dad. And then, he tells me, and it's like, you don't believe it. It's way too hard to believe. Like you just don't believe that it's true, because, everybody thought she was okay, and then things just happen. And, but yeah, that's definitely the biggest thing I've ever gone through. It was very hard, but, I think the biggest thing for me was just getting back to what I loved and what I did on a daily basis, which was playing football. And, I went back.
Help you take your mind off it.
Yeah. It takes your mind off of it, because, if you have your mind not where it's supposed to be at football, you can get your ass kicked really quick. So, I think it was good for me to, go through that a little bit, and then, get back to my, some of my best friends in the locker room, and, they had their hand on my shoulder and everything, and just those guys to lean on, and just go out there and do what I love, and do what she would want me to do. She doesn't want me to be depressed and all that stuff. So just go out there and do what you love, and live life to its fullest, because you never know. You just don't take things for granted, because things can change.
Very good point.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does talk about like how football is family and this and that, but I mean, if you have the right head coach and the right culture, regardless of where you are, obviously you had that at ETSU and at South Carolina, but it helps you get through those hard times. Because Steve and I have talked about it a bunch. Everybody's going through shit at different times.
Yeah.
And kind of being able to meet people where they are, love them for who they are, their faults, and all that. It's important. So no, I'm super proud of you. At a young age, you went through a lot. You faced adversity. You punched it right in the face.
Yeah.
Just like you've done most things in life. So
yeah.
Huge kudos to you and your siblings and your dad for getting through such hard times.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was definitely, I had the right support system around me, or the right people around me, and I give all thanks to them, because it was definitely a tough time. So.
Yeah. So what was let's get off the serious note and get back on the fun part. What was obviously you knew how talented you were. You knew that your skill set was going to translate to the SEC. But I knew I could do it too in the NFL, like going from high school to college to the NFL. But there's always the doubts in your mind. Did you ever have any doubts of like, man, am I really good enough to make the jump from ETSU to the SEC?
Oh, 100%. It's always in the back of your head. But, I think, I would have regretted it if I didn't try it, and I'm glad I did what I did. I think it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Because, it definitely propelled me into being more ready for the NFL rather than coming straight out of ETSU, So, but yeah, absolutely. Like those thoughts are in the back of your head. Like, am I really good enough to do this? Am I big enough? Am I strong enough? Am I fast enough to play with these guys day in, day out? And those thoughts are still in your mind. Like you gain confidence, but like there's always stress and anxiety in the back of your head going into each Saturday or each Sunday, playing games. You never really know what's going to happen, and that's the cool thing about it, and that's the scary thing about it at the same time, because something really good can happen, but at the same time, it's it humbles you really quick. That's for sure.
What do you think is like one of the bigger adjustments from ETSU to an SEC program? Like, is it speed? Is it the strength of these guys, or is it just a
I would
combination of
say just
everything?
the overall like athleticism of these guys at every position, especially up front, blocking these absolute freaks every single day. But at the same time, that's what gets you better. You're going up against these guys, and like I said, in these tough practices that Beamer puts us through, it only makes you better. Iron sharpens iron. Everybody says that, but it's true. And those are the things you have to go through to become a better football player. Whether you like it or not, you might hate it in the moment. It sucks at the moment, but it's only going to make you better in football and in life in general. It's only going to make you tougher, which is a great thing. So.
Who was the biggest problem on South Carolina's defense for y'all to deal with during training camp? Like, who was the guy that nobody wanted to block, nobody wanted to mess with during your year there?
I'm trying to think. I think Zach's an obvious pick. I didn't have to block him that much, but obviously because he was kind of in the interior. But he was obviously a problem. He got drafted pretty high, so he was a dude. But
you had Strawn and Birch and who else?
Gilbert, who's there last year. Brian Thomas, whenever he was a freshman, who was a free.
Brian's a high motor guy. I think he's in for a stellar year this year. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I'm excited for him too. I've heard good things, and he looks like he keeps getting bigger and bigger every single year, which is I would say that's like what he's needed to do, throughout his career, and I think he's done that. So, because he's always had like the twitch off the edge and could always set an edge, and it's just like putting it all together. And I think he'll be due for a good year, but. We had a bunch of dudes on the edge,
Yeah, like going back to the tight end room when you were there, like it still does fascinate me. You guys had, Stogner transferred in from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He transferred in, and then obviously Jaheim Bell's there. But like just such a vast, different skill sets each one of you guys had. Jaheim was was like the F tight end who you could put out in slot and he'd be a mismatch for a backer. Then you had Stogner, who necessarily wasn't like a crazy good inline blocker, but he was definitely an attached guy. He was able to kind of spray release and was able to slice backside.
Body, he was huge. He's
6'6", 255, 260.
Yeah, every too. He's a big dude.
And then TK with the skinniest anchors, who, I mean, it was weird. Like he had, you remember Lottie Ajiboye?
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't bad body Lottie, but he was close. Like
I was about to say,
you saw him with his shirt off, you're like, you're not a 5 flat guy. And this guy ran like 4'5" probably.
Yeah.
Bad body Lottie. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Poor Lottie right now. God, that's got to be one of the worst nicknames that we had on that team. But that is kind of wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that room was definitely interesting. We had, I mean, you could kind of tell like what they were trying to do as far as like putting the room together. Like you could kind of see specific roles for each guy. It wasn't kind of just a bunch of guys that kind of did the same thing, which is good. And that's kind of how like the league is, you kind of have these certain guys to do certain roles. And that's just how it goes. And, I think it ended up working out pretty well. So.
Yeah. Did you have like a welcome to the SEC moment?
Dang,
whether in a game or in practice.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It had to have been in practice. It was probably like a whiz block, like going back and just getting smacked.
Shit happens.
Yeah, it happens all the time, especially in practice. Like, because in a game, you're definitely throwing a shoulder. Is it illegal to cut in college? Like going back and cutting a D end, or is like tackle box and everything? It's okay.
If it is, I would have been in a lot of trouble back then.
Yeah.
So, yes, you would have.
Say that because obviously you can't cut your own teammates, so you're just like taking a collision. It's like, dude, come on, bro. Like
same foot, same shoulder. I mean, I remember
like all these D linemen are jumping the snap count. We only go on one. Like they're always jumping off sides, and so like, all right, I'm going back. I'm about to get smacked here, but here we go. So.
I remember my last couple of years in the NFL, especially in Buffalo, a little bit on the back end of Atlanta, but like years 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it was like you have like mutual agreements with guys on the team, like going into training camp, like, hey, like let's get after it and let's get better. But I'm not trying to miss any time. You're not trying to miss any time. None of us are making any money if we miss time. Like, let's take care of each other, but let's get after it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You break the huddle, you go to the other side, you look at the D end over there, you're like, hey, yo, here we go. I'm coming.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you never know what reaction you're going to get because everybody's different, You kind of just have to look over and feel your teammates out. Is this a guy that'll be all right, or is this a guy where I have to like, all right, I got to bring this shit this time?
Yeah. And then you get the B squad guy who you think you have like a good mutual understanding with, who like makes you look like an asshole. Oh, yeah. And then you're like, all right, I'm gonna kill you next play.
Yeah,
you're done.
What the all American walk-ons?
Yeah, there's definitely guys on our team right now out in Denver that are some problems on the edge on P squad. So, they can make you look stupid real quick if you're not locked in.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, well, let's talk about the Clemson game. I mean, obviously, one of the bigger wins in South Carolina history. You had 2 ginormous impact plays. I mean, those are the 2 that are remembered. You probably played 40 plays throughout the course of the game, but those are the 2 that are most remembered. Dude, I would have like if we actually used that clip on one of our promos last year.
Yeah,
and dude, like. You'd never think it was you jumping up, making that one-handed catch.
Yeah, I still can't believe I did it as well, myself personally.
Just an outer body experience.
It was actually one of those experiences where it's like balls in slow motion. It just sticks to the hand and it's never coming out. Like it was my ball all day. And I don't know.
Well, you mentioned it. You mentioned in the beginning, like, I'm an athletic guy. Like I can catch the ball. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's crystal clear. You can catch the ball. That was an unbelievable catch, man. I mean, that's got to be one. I mean, that's better than Alshon's one-handed catch, I think. I don't even think it's close.
I agree.
Rattler out of the gun, takes a snap. Blitz is picked up, wants to throw down the middle of the field. Got Adkins leaping catch at the 19-yard line. Are you kidding me?
He gets that.
Nate Adkins with his 5th catch of the year Is there anything he cannot do on a football field?
That guy's supposed to block. He's not supposed to catch.
Wow, what a catch.
I mean, I think it was the catch was great, but I think it was definitely, I think I've said it in an interview, maybe like after that game. I think it was like the turning point in that game too, because it was still kind of early on, but I think we were down 14-zip, and like they were kind of like had all the momentum, and that may have been a third down play. I can't.
I think it was a third down. Yeah.
I was about to say, and they brought pressure, and he kind of like stepped up, and I caught it, and like I think we went on to score like 2 or 3 plays later. So I think it was like a big momentum changing play for the whole team. You know, I think it was a great point in that game.
Well, I don't remember what their home win streak was, but it was a ginormous number.
Yeah.
And your freaking one-handed snag just completely shut those dreams down.
Yeah.
I had a moment similar to that. It didn't end up quite like yours. It was actually my last game ever in the NFL. We were playing the Houston Texans. This is 2019 playoff game. And motion out of the backfield out wide, so we get to an empty set. And I'm the runoff. I'm the MOR.
Must take
off.
Get out.
And yeah, it's free conditioning, right? And Josh breaks the pocket, and I'm probably 40 yards downfield, still in stride. There's a safety on top with the corners underneath, so it's like a one-on-one jump ball situation. And it's in NRG, and the lights there are freaking brutal. And Josh throws a moon ball. He throws a ball like 65 yards, like running down underneath it. There's actually a picture of it, and I wish they caught me at a different angle because my feet are like a foot and a half lower than the DB's feet. But I got fingers on it, but I didn't realize that gravity's a real thing, especially for fat white guys. Sure. It affects us even more. And I was on my way down as the ball got there, and it nipped my fingers, and I didn't catch it, but it wasn't a pick.
Yeah, that was your moment. That could have been it.
It's funny. The announcer was like, "All right, Josh Allen rolls out, right?" And deep to DeMarco.
Yeah,
65-yard bomb.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this guy thinking?
Just keeping you in the game out there, you know.
Well, you know Lee Smith. You know Lee Smith well.
Yes, yeah.
Lee came up to me after the game and he's like, "Holy shit! I'm so proud of you for getting a finger on it. I wouldn't have touched that to save my life."
That is funny as shit.
Oh gosh.
We always call those routes the for the love of the game routes. You know, you get out there, you love the game. You know, show your effort, put your head and put some speed on tape. You know.
I used to with corners so much, like if they hate having a run with you.
Yeah.
But I would like throw my hands up late, and they try to punch through your hands, and you're like, "Gotcha." That's the problem. They're like,
the game within the game.
Well, then I mean, you got to go back to the second major play, man. The fumble recovery. Kind of take us through that too.
Yeah.
I think it was obviously it was in the fourth quarter, like probably a minute to go, and like that was going to be their 2-minute drive to go down and win the game. So
yeah,
we had the
and it was in good field position.
Good field position.
Yeah. And, he booted it out there. Kai obviously like put a bomb out there, and you're covering.
Puts the left foot into it. It's a floater. Williams got a chance to return this one at the 35.
I mean, I wasn't even trying to do what I did. I think it just ended up being great because like his ball security wasn't great, and then I was kind of the way I was tackling him was kind of like hand on shoulder, and then kind of just like going to drag him down, and then the left arm just came in and just punched the ball out from behind.
One step towards the Gamecock bench. Got one block.
Carolina's got it.
And Carolina takes the football over. Another turnover.
And we scooped it up, and it basically sealed the game. I think we just needed one first down to seal the game, and we got it. So, again, that was a crazy play. It's actually a hilarious story. I was completely gassed that game. That was the most I had played in a game in like a very long time because like, I mean, at ETSU I played a lot, but then like South Carolina, the plays went down, but Clemson, I was playing a lot, and we covered a crap ton of punts too. So I was running down there, and when I made that play, I went to get up to celebrate, and I actually caught a cramp in the hamstring. You can see it.
Get away.
You can see it on tape. I'm like hands up, and then I like reach at my hamstring. I'm like, oh my God, I'm cramping. And I was trying to fight through it and celebrate, but I was like, holy.
Well, the beauty of that play, a little backstory, is Antonio Williams was the receiver, and he went to Dutch Fork High School, and he was like basically told Coach Stepp that he was going to come here, and then like a couple days before signing day, Stepp went to go visit him in his house, and like didn't answer his phone, didn't answer the door, locked the door, Stepp's banging on the door like, hey, bro, like this is organized. We've talked about this for like the last couple weeks. I'm coming here to visit you guys.
Right.
And I guess Clemson got in his ear and said, hey, if you do anything with South Carolina, the money, the scholarships off the table, whatever it was.
Wow.
So he kind of like left Stepp out there to dry. And he's the guy that was his freshman year.
Yeah.
Biggest rivalry game, ends up coughing up the ball.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
To the good guy. So well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you. I think he was like the guy coming out of South Carolina, right? He was like the number one guy in South Carolina.
Yeah. He was number one receiver in the state, and he was probably a top 10 player in the Southeast. He was a stud. I mean, he's slotted to be a first or second round pick coming up this year.
He's still there, right?
Yeah.
Tailgate Talks is powered by Lanier & Burroughs, South Carolina's premier accident attorneys. If you've been in a truck wreck, car crash, slip and fall, or suffered injury on the job, these guys have the experience to fight for the compensation you deserve. Founding partner Louis Lanier has been battling for South Carolina since 1974, and Shane Burroughs brings over 15 years of top-rated trial experience. Best part? They're Gamecocks, and they offer a free initial consultation and will come to you. Give them a call at 803-268-9800 or visit landblawfirm.com. Lanier & Burroughs, fierce advocates, local roots, proven results.
Home Team Barbecue is fired up to take care of your tailgate and watch party needs this season. Home Team is known for its smoked meats, creative daily specials, and twists on Southern Classic. Smoked wings, ribs, pulled pork sliders, barbecue nachos, or classic sides like mac and cheese and collard greens are the perfect feast to fuel your game day. Round up your friends and give Home Team Catering a shout at catering@hometeambarbecue.com or head to 5 Points for a frozen game changer cocktail and barbecue snacks to celebrate the next Gamecocks big win. Visit hometeambarbecue.com to check out the menu.
Tailgate Talks is brought to you by JCQ Farms, a proud South Carolina family farm rooted in tradition and built on quality. Whether it's their premium beef, farm fresh produce, or their signature smoked meats, JCQ Farms brings the taste of the South straight to your table. Perfect for your next tailgate, backyard barbecue, or family dinner. Remember, always support your American farms because they are drying out each day. Support local, eat better, and stock up for the season. JCQ Farms, where quality meets Carolina pride.
Gamecock Nation, it's time to elevate your outdoor space. Palm Casual Outdoor Furniture, Gamecock owned and operated, has you covered with locations all across South Carolina. Whether you're poolside, tailgating, or watching the Gamecocks dominate in your backyard, Palm Casual has the perfect setup for you. Visit them online at palmcasual.com and gear up for a fall filled with Gamecock victories. Cheers to a winning season from the DeMarco back porch, proudly furnished by Palm Casual.
We'll talk about the impact of kind of all your different roles at South Carolina and ETSU and how that's helped develop you into the player that you are. And, you know, you're kind of a little bit of a jack of all trades, special teams, run game, blocking, pass game, pass protection, all that stuff.
Yeah, I think you know, when I first started at ETSU, obviously, like I said, I was very raw at the position, and so I was kind of going in there and just figuring it out as I went, and then playing teams early on. I mean, because that's not a thing that you do in high school if you're like somewhat of a guy. You're not going to play special teams in high school, so like getting back into that was good. And then here comes sophomore year, and I'm like the starter at ETSU, so like special teams kind of go away. And so, like, for, like, the last 3 years at ETSU, like, sophomore, junior, senior, I was playing, like, no teams and just playing every single snap, like, 11 personnel, like, I'm in the game, 12 like, I'm in every single snap. And then I transferred to South Carolina, and, like, I got Pete Limbo, who's, like, obviously a fantastic special teams coordinator. And I'm, like, my head's kind of scrambling at special teams because I hadn't done it in so long, you know? So getting thrown into the mix doing that, and, you know, I felt like I became a lot better player at special teams specifically, but in general, special teams just makes you a better athlete, better football player in general. So I think those things helped me tremendously in the transition going to the NFL, because if you're not making big money, you're playing teams. Like, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, you got to play teams if you want to play. So I think that really helped me. And then, yeah, like you said, like, I think I'm almost like positionless. Like, I can kind of play anywhere that you want me to. Line me up in the backfield out of the I, F, kind of move me around. And even like, putting my hand down and in line and blocking these big guys, I think I can do pretty well too. So they always say the more you can do now, like, it's like the more you can do when you come up is like a great thing. But everybody jokes around in the league, the more you can do, the less you get paid now. And then,
No doubt. Yeah.
because you don't do anything specific super well. So it's like, those are the guys that get paid a lot of money.
Hey, but you'll do it for a long time.
That's right. So you accumulate a lot of money.
It's a quantity over quality thing here, guys.
I just think it's so funny because, like, you're always growing up, do it all, play it all, do all these things because it just makes you better. And that's what I always grew up by. And then you kind of realize that, in the league, it's like the more you can do, actually, like, the less you get paid. It's hilarious.
Yeah. If you can catch 15 touchdowns a year, you're going to make a shitload of money.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So I think that's
remember
the thing.
I had a special teams coach, Keith Armstrong. He was with me in Atlanta, and he was ruthless. There's a clip that Dakota will have to pull of him, like, ripping into Desmond Hayward, no, something like that, and Devontae Freeman, but they were both rookies, and they were like a 3rd round pick and a 4th round pick. And he was like, "Look, motherfucker, if you ain't a 1st or 2nd round pick, you go and cover a motherfucking kick. I don't care who you are. We ain't asking the quarterback to cover a kick. Ain't asking a 1st round Julio Jones to cover a kick.
Yeah.
But if you ain't a 1st or 2nd round pick, I'm gonna be your best friend."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Jeez.
it was ruthless what he did to Devontae. Devontae had a punt block in preseason and, like, made him question life. It was ruthless. It's still surfing around on social media.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to pull that up.
Who do you think you are? The game don't mean enough to you. And that's very apparent. You better wake up and get some pride in your game. Come in here and go out there and play like shit. The hell is this? Look at this crap. You kidding me? It ain't okay to go around here and not know. That ain't cute. You got it? That ain't cute and it ain't acceptable. It ain't okay to not know. Really don't care. About as selfish an act as you could be.
Holy shit.
Well, talk us through going through the draft process. You were probably very much like me, like a 7th round pick or undrafted free agent was probably your draft grade.
Yeah.
But how you ended at Denver, why Denver, and all that.
Yeah. So, like I said, like at the beginning, like going into South Carolina, I was truly like set on, like, this might be my last year of football. Like, I'm gonna go out here and play my hardest and see what happens. And then, that Clemson game, the Tennessee game the week before, I played pretty well. And then the bowl game, I think those 3 games in a row kind of, propelled me into thinking, like, all right, I can actually, like, do this. I can do this at a high level. I can help some teams out. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do a pro day, because I wasn't a combine guy or anything like that. So I was like, I'm going to do a pro day. Like, what the hell? Like, worst that can happen is, nobody hits me up or whatever. But leading up to the pro day, like, I was doing a lot of interviews with a lot of teams, and I was like, holy cow, like, there's actually a lot of interest from a lot of guys, which was really cool, getting to talk to a lot of coaches from all over, because it's always good to just talk to these guys. And then I went on, did my pro day. I thought I did pretty well at the pro day, and draft rolled around, and you always got teams that are saying, like, oh, if I had picks, if we had a pick in this spot, we would pick you, and all that, like, telling you all this stuff. And it's just like, it is what it is. Like, if you're gonna pick me, you'll pick me. If not, like, we'll go from there. And the draft ended, and I wasn't picked, and then it's like the most chaotic day ever. Like, it was the most stressful day of my life, just freaking answering all these calls, like, you're having to decline calls because you're on a call, and then you're having to hang up because you want to answer this call. And it's just like, you end up telling people like, yeah, but you don't even remember saying it because it's just so much going on. And then, but at the end of the day, I just think Denver was my only top 30 visit. So they actually brought me out. I got to meet, Sean and George, the GM, and all the, the people in the front office and all that stuff, and meet with my tight end coach and all this stuff. And I just felt like they had a clear vision for me to, have an impact on the team as what I'm doing right now. And I believed in them, and I trusted in them, obviously. And then, that's kind of what it came down to, is like, they were the only one to invite me out and fly me out and truly, sit down and talk to me and all the things. So I think that was like the big reason why I went there, is because, I had that instilled trust in them because they had me out. So ended up working out because, I think the room was, we had Chris Manhertz, who was kind of like a vet, who was our like Y, and then they had just traded for Trout, who was like a two-way kind of guy. And then we had Dolchich, who was like more the receiver guy. But other than that, it was like there was no like true like fourth guy really. So I think I kind of just was hoping like I could make the team or make a P squad or whatever, and it ended up working out. So.
Yeah, well, like, and there is some strategy in, like, obviously you want to be drafted. Like, when you draft, you get guaranteed money. A team will take one of their 6, 7, 8, 9, however many picks they have on you. So they're investing in you. But if you're not, like, being an undrafted free agent, everybody kind of looks upon as like, oh, like, you weren't drafted, you weren't good enough. But you probably had 10 contract offers.
Yeah, I had probably just shy of that, but I mean, it was a lot. And
but you get to pick your poison. You get to, like, your agent's doing a roster assessment, trying to figure out what's the best fit, what offense system fits your desire, how many years are left on so-and-so's contract, his contract, when are they expiring, what's their market value going to be. There's a lot of like weird behind-the-scenes madness to it that makes sense.
I think it's one of the best things that happened to me as well. It's just honestly going undrafted, so I could pick my situation, pick the situation that best fit me and my play style and all this. And I think it's like, it's why I've had success in the league, is because I came to Denver and trusted in Sean and to help me out. So.
And it is kind of like a permanent chip on your shoulder. Like, you're going to have it forever. I still do. I was like, 32 teams passed on me in the draft.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove to you motherfuckers that I belong.
Right. Yeah. So. I think it's awesome. I think it's like it's a cool little like fraternity of guys. I mean, I know there's a lot of them, but it's like a cool thing, talking to other undrafted guys around the league. It's a cool deal, and seeing people, make it from being undrafted.
Yeah. What vets in Denver kind of took you under their wing and showed you the way?
Yeah, I think Adam Troutman has been like a huge impact in how I've, developed as a football player. He's a super smart guy. He had been in Sean's offense because he was a Saint. He got drafted by Sean at the Saints, and so I think he was going into year 4, my rookie year. So he was like on like a contract year, and we ended up trading for him when Sean got here. And I mean, he's such a smart football player. Like I said, he had been in the offense, so he knew all the ins and outs of the offense, all the lingo and all that stuff. And he knew how to excel in what he was doing because of like his technique and what was the proper way to beat this guy and this technique on this play. And so I think he's helped me the most as far as developing as a player, learning the offense as best as I can. And then I would also say Mike Burton, the fullback.
Fullback love. Let's go, baby.
Absolute stud. He's been such a mentor for me. He's been a great player. He's obviously like the most consistent guy I've ever been around. Works his butt off, practices as hard as anyone I've ever seen in my life. All the coaches love him because they just like, this guy never turns it off, never shows any sign of weakness. He's always just putting his head down and grinding, which is like so respectable at this level.
It's the fullback way, man.
Yeah.
There's only what, 12 fullbacks in the NFL probably right now?
Might be even less than that. I don't even know. But yeah, he's definitely one of few right now left in the league, and he's still doing it at a super high level on teams and at fullback.
Well, I will say, dude, you are in a really good situation because that is not everywhere. A lot of places, vets see young guys as threats and really won't pour into you guys.
Yeah.
That's what I was
And,
gonna ask that. Is that's got to be a real thing, right?
oh, for sure. I mean,
This guy's coming to take my food off the table type deal.
Whether they show it or not, it's definitely in the back of their head.
Yeah.
It's always a thing. Like you can't escape it. You can't hide from it. Like it's a thing. Like these teams are trying to find younger, cheaper,
Yep.
better players to replace you. And
Right.
it's always a thing, especially this time of year. You're going into training camp. It's like, all right, here we go. We got whatever 90 something guys on the team. We got to cut down to freaking 53. So like half of these guys are about to be gone, and it's like you want to be one of those guys. So it's always in the back of people's head. But I think Sean, like Beamer, has brought in the right guys. The high character guys, the hardworking guys that even when I came in, like everybody just brought me under their wing and showed me the right way of being a pro. And I think that's, I couldn't have asked to be in a better situation to go out and thrive in the NFL because of all the guys around me in the situation I'm in.
And I'll tell you what, man, just talking with Zach, and I don't know if you know, I've known Zach since Coach Crossley. I've known him since fifth grade.
Oh, wow.
So I've known him a long damn time. And
Yeah.
he came down here and did like a little QB kind of camp with me down here in Tampa. And we're just kind of shooting the shit afterwards. And he's like, dude, we just don't have any shitheads on this roster.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody that we really have to like worry about, doing something wrong. Like this to your credit, like what you just said, the staff that he's assembled, the roster that he's assembled, there's nobody that's, kind of I guess wild.
Yeah. And he won't put up with it straight up. Like if you're one of those
That's what he said.
he's going to get rid of you. Like
Yeah.
he does not care what you make, what your name is, what you've done in this league. If you're not acting up to what he expects it from you, and like he'll get rid of you. So
Yeah.
I think it's kind of one of those things. It's like, you're either doing the right thing or you're not. You're gone. So, and I don't know if it's like that around the league. I mean, I've only been here, and I've only been with Sean, so I don't know how it is, and like as far as how long the leash is for some other guys, but
I would say it's probably very different.
yeah.
Pat, what do you think?
It depends. I mean, what you bring to the table, what you bring to the market. But there definitely is the no turning point where if you're an asshole, you're a cancer to the locker room.
Absolutely.
But I remember going back to having kind of vets groom you. I remember it was like my second to last year in Buffalo. Sean McDermott, I stayed after practice and I was working with another fullback we had on the roster during training camp, and I was showing him some techniques. And then I took him in the film room afterwards, and I was like showing him how to attack people and kind of angles and stuff like that. And I remember as I was walking out of the facility, Coach McDermott called me, and he's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm going home. He's like, why are you like you're pouring into this kid like he doesn't want your job?
Right.
Like what are you doing? Like that ain't what most people do. And I was like, look, Coach, if this kid's better than me, then he's better than me, and you're going to keep him anyways. But why would I ever not give back to the game and not put the other 52 guys in the locker room in a better situation? And he's like, he's not better than you, so we're going to keep you. so you have some safe space there. Yeah. But kudos to you for giving him kind of the ins and outs and the secrets behind the game, because not many. I mean, like I said, Nate, you're lucky to have two guys that really poured into you like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's. We're going a little overboard because you're freaking awesome to interview, and you've been an open book. Appreciate you. But let's get to these rapid fire questions, Steve. Anything else that you wanted to hit that we had?
Not that I can think of. I wanted to ask him some of these questions that Coach Crossley. I texted him and asked him what are some good questions, and he had some good ones for you.
Okay.
Well, Pat, do you want to ask the first ones?
Yep.
That you got on this list?
Best stadium you've played in outside of Willie B, college or NFL?
I mean, I could be biased and say Denver, but I mean, I would say hardest places to play in, probably Kansas City. Kansas City's a tough place to play.
Can I come?
Oh, you gotta go over there. Go, just go back from the pool. Go see mommy.
Dad, can I open
I'm jealous. I want to be by the pool.
Yeah, she has a blow pop. KC's a great stadium.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
KC. I mean, like whenever we lost that game this past year on that block kick, that was probably the loudest I've ever heard a stadium like ever in my career. I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, I'm going to think of college now. I mean, growing up going to the Tennessee games were like those games were incredible. The Philip Fulmer era when like, you know, Tim Tebow was at Florida, the Tennessee-Florida rivalry was like –
Yeah, that was so long ago. We were that age. Man, Jesus, we're not that old. Back in the dinosaur ages.
Those games were unreal growing up and going to those games. I mean, I would say Tennessee. I played there my freshman year at ETSU. It was the opening game. So that place is obviously like just holds a special place in my heart. But I'm trying to think of who else. I don't know. Cincinnati this past year was really freaking loud. Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah.
All right. Steven has the next questions coming up. All right. Dream dinner guest. You have 3 people dead or alive. Who are you inviting?
Oh, geez. Let's go. Shoot. Let's go. I'll go LeBron.
Yep. Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron.
That's insane. Absolutely insane. This interview's done.
These kids.
This conversation happens all the time in the locker room because Sean is the biggest MJ guy of all time. He's like the only like Jordan sponsored coach, and he's just like it's actually a hilarious little thing in the locker room. It's just so funny how he always brings up in the team meetings. Yeah, I was just having a conversation with MJ last night, and I'll pull it up. It's just like, all right, dude, come on. Like, we know you're friends with MJ. It's all good.
Stop flexing on me, Sean.
Yeah. Golly.
Got to go with the baseball guy. You almost played baseball.
I'll go LeBron. I'm probably going to go 3 athletes here. I'll probably go LeBron. I'll probably go David Ortiz. I grew up being like a big Boston Red Sox fan. And then let's do a football player. Let's go Dallas Clark.
Oh,
Dallas Clark.
Let's go Dallas Clark. I was the
44. Is that the whole rhyme or reason why
I
you
was
were
a 44 guy growing up because of that, and like I had taped fingers in high school. I thought it was the shit back then, but
no gloves,
no gloves because I'm like this is a disaster. I cannot catch a ball without gloves.
I haven't heard Dallas Clark's name in a long damn time, so thank you for that. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right, I just thought of a quick one here. Since we talked about it off air, Under Armour or Nike?
Nike.
Ooh.
Nike all day.
All day.
I don't know if that will change anytime soon either. Like, I mean, I don't even know. It's
Dude, I remember when me and Pat were playing, we would have guys that would wear Nike cleats, but they would tape the cleats and draw Under Armour like logos.
I was literally like one pair of cleats from doing that when I was at South Carolina because I went through like 5 different styles of cleats trying to figure out because like I have like a 14 wide foot, so it's like very weird, and I don't like these big clunky cleats. So like I'm very specific when it comes to cleats, and Under
Armours are so damn narrow.
Under Armour just did not have anything for me, and then eventually I kind of found one that I put up with, but I was very close to being like, hey, Larry, the equipment guy, Larry Waters. I was like, hey, let me get these Nikes that I've always worn, and we'll just like spray paint them or something. Just cover everything up. I don't give a how I look.
You give Larry a case of beer, and he'll do anything for you.
Yeah. So.
All right. Next one. Ask him about blocking Max Crosby.
Oh Jesus. Max is.
We're trying.
Max is probably like as much as I hate to admit it, he's probably been like the biggest like. I mean, I'm sure he is for everybody, but like the biggest nightmare to like go out there and block.
He's a problem.
Yeah, he's a problem because it's like people that engage with me. I'm like, if you try to like crush me, like fine, that's cool. Like we're gonna have a collision, and I'll keep my base, and we'll be fine. Like stalemate or win, whatever. But Crosby just has a very unique way of just making you miss every single time you're going to engage him. He's almost a guy where you can't like throw your hands. Like you can't throw your hands at this guy because he's either going to swipe him down, you're going to like lunge, and you're going to fall on your face. He's going to make you look stupid. But I had he's probably asking because I had 2 plays it's actually the same exact play. So it's basically just a duo play, but it's like macho. So it's like coming across the formation. So it's like you're blocking like duo rules, but you're coming like blocking them on the run. And it's to Crosby's side both times. And the first time it was like at home and like I just completely whiffed and he had a TFL. Like he just like went around the hoop and TFL'd I forgot.
Are you kicking him out on that play or are you trying to square him up, like base him up?
You're trying to kick him out. And
okay.
Yeah, I just whiffed. And so then we put it in because we play them twice at their place. And the second time rolls around and this play gets called, or it's in the game plan, and already I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, come on.
Not again.
And then Sean swears and declares, he's like, I won't call it to his side. It's fine. It'll be good. Here we go. Huddle. He goes to the other side. I got a macho over there and try to kick this guy out. And the same exact thing happens, which is like probably the most frustrating like thing I've ever done, because I was just like, there's just like no way this has happened to me again. Because I mean, yes, he's a great player, but I could get this done. Like he's just a tough guy to block. So yeah.
I had a play like that with Von Miller where it was, I think we were running just like load power, and I went to go kick him out. And I mean, felt like I was this far away from him at one point and didn't touch him. I'm like, where the fuck did you go?
Like
the magic man.
Unbelievable. Like how he can make you miss, like both of those guys. I mean, Von's been doing it for a long time, but
yeah, he's old like Steven and I. You can say that.
Yeah.
Dude, I played him in the playoffs. I had a cool little like pass protection block on him, I felt so sick doing.
Yeah, I remember watching you when I was 10 years old.
Yeah. There's a couple other questions he asked, but you already answered them. But what about your first touchdown, your first career touchdown?
Yeah, so against the Panthers, I think we had it installed for the last couple weeks, like the weeks prior, and it was like it's a speed break play. So it was like and it was actually coming off a timeout, which was even worse because we're sitting in the huddle and we know like we're sitting in this TV timeout and we know what play is going to get called, and the ball is supposed to go to me. Like it's literally just like a flat, like we're rolling out, like this ball's going to me or basically throw it away kind of deal. And so like we already know what the play is. It's like I look up on the Jumbotron, it's like 2 minutes. I'm like, holy shit, like come on, like this could be the first one. Here we go. And then we go out there and it gets called and we run out there to the line. And at first I didn't think he was going to throw it to me because he kind of like I thought I was like open right away, which I kind of was, like going back and looking at it. And I thought he was going to throw it, but he didn't. I was like, oh shit. And so I thought he was like right on me. So I went to go like check mark, come back, like front pylon kind of deal. And I was like, I'm still open. I'm just going to stay open. And then he threw like a low, like perfect ball. And I caught it and came up with it, it was on National Tight Ends Day too, which is so sick.
What is it? What's it? Front line, belt line, back line, hairline?
Yeah.
Yep.
Up top.
Yep.
Yep. Front line, belt, like, down low. So
The belt line. Yeah. Zach was explaining that to these quarterbacks and receivers at this camp, and they had no idea what the hell he was talking about. It was hilarious.
yeah.
But then the last question, man, what is it like playing for Sean Payton?
Oh man. He's awesome. It's like almost like you never know, like you know what you're going to get, but at the same time, he could just throw in a curveball in the team meeting and be like, what the hell did he just talk about kind of deal. But I mean, he's awesome. He's obviously like the best at what he does, calling plays. He's so smart. He has so many ideas all the time. Like, sitting in the meetings the night before a game, going through like the cut ups of like what our game plan is and all this deal, and listen to him talk is something that is truly special, because it's just like this is one of the best at what he does in the entire world, and he's just talking about it and how he thinks and everything, and it's something truly special. And I think we got a good thing going, and he's building a great team, and we got a young quarterback who's hungry to win some games, and a lot of guys around us that are want to win and want to work hard and try to make a run at it this year.
I got one last thing before we head off. Your dad is extremely proud of you and everything you've accomplished and all that's ahead of you.
Yep.
Brag on your pops a little bit, man. He's been through a lot too.
Yeah. He's been through it all. He's been with us. He's supported us through every single step of our lives. Myself, my brother, my sister, especially in these, like, you know, as we get older, all these like milestones that you hit of like, you know, graduating. My brother had his first kid a few years ago. You know, it's like all these things, and he's been there and through all the hard times and the good times. You know, I know what he does is a very time consuming deal.
It's a big sacrifice. Yeah.
It's a giant sacrifice, and he's sacrificed a lot of time away from us, a lot of time away from his kids. And, yeah, he's been there every step of the way through all the hard and the good times. So,
yeah, your dad's a good man. I really enjoyed working with him. And every time I see him, we always catch up, and I feel like there's been no time lost.
Do you
he's a
feel
good
like
one.
that? Do you feel like that's something you would do after you're done playing, is get in the coaching realm?
oh man, I like when I was growing up, I always thought that's what I was going to do, but it's so hard. I've seen it firsthand, like what it can do to, you know, just like as just so much work that goes into it. And if like you're not making, like, if you're not in the SEC, you're not in these big time schools, it's like, it's a grind, you know? So it's like,
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe if I got lucky and just like kind of landed something like big time, like whether it's in the NFL or, you know, like a SEC school or something, maybe, but I don't know. I would just have to see. I mean, maybe I'd try it like first thing. And if I don't end up like liking it or whatever, I can go transition and do something.
Hey, you call me. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you got a guy right here. You can ask him.
Yeah. So, but
There's a lot of it that you will absolutely love, like I did, and then the other part of it, having 3 young kids at the time, 4 now.
Yeah.
I mean, that was essentially the reason why I got out. Was just too time consuming for the family.
it's like you said, it's like the ultimate sacrifice, you know? I mean, playing, first of all, is a huge sacrifice, and then coaching might even be more time consuming, to be honest with you. So,
Oh, I got one last question.
Yep.
Tell us everywhere your dad's coached, and we're going to fact check you here because your dad's been in a lot of places.
everywhere my dad has coached.
Yep.
Okay. So played at Marshall. He was a GA at Marshall as soon as he graduated. Then he went to University of Georgia, I want to say. That's where I was born. Then after that, he went to Troy, Alabama, University of Troy. Then he was at Tennessee with Coach Fulmer, all the way up until he was let go and Kiffin came in. And then he went to Syracuse with Doug Marrone. And then followed him to the Bills. And then after that, he went to Oklahoma State with Coach Gundy.
Holy shit.
After Oklahoma State, he went to Charlotte, University of Charlotte. And then he went to South Carolina, right?
I feel like he was somewhere before South Carolina. I trust you. I told you I'm gonna have to fact check you because I don't know the answer.
Just look it up. I'm pretty sure he went straight from. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Marshall. Yeah.
Thanks, Dakota. The
There's-
weird ghost.
Good call. He went back to Marshall. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That is a hell of a freaking journey,
some
man.
of the goal line stuff that he brought from Marshall was unreal.
Really?
Like, that was cool stuff.
That's good. It's good. He loves that stuff. He likes being, you know, he loves the short yardage stuff because I think that's what he kind of like does for them right now because he's not like a full-time offensive line coach. They kind of give him like a short yardage project, goal line project, and he just freaking watches all the tape on it from all the games. He watches a lot of our film and you know, watches a lot of NFL stuff. So,
Dude, well, thank you for joining us. Kick ass, dominate, do what you've always done. The Clemson killer, Carolina fans are going to love you forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yep.
I mean, because you're like, are you okay being called a fullback?
I don't really like it, to be honest. I mean, I do.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I mean, I want to be a tight end. I don't want to get pigeonholed into one thing because I think I can do more than just being a fullback. So, I mean, I don't really help myself out and giving myself the 45 number. That definitely doesn't help me. But, you know, I mean, I think I can provide more than just, you know, lining up in the backfield and running Bob. You know, I think I can do more than just
you can.
that.
Yeah, and your brain will appreciate you for not having to do that.
We'll see in a few years. I might end up having to just do full time that, but for now, I mean, I think I can still play the actual position of tight end and mix in the fullback things as well. But
we'll keep kicking ass, man. We're proud of you.
thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Good time. Yep. Good catching up.